more than just by stature, more than just by height, but it is in the very pages we turn in each chapter of our lives. It is in the steps we take to reach our final goal. It is in the transformation that takes place within our soul.
I think though we have this mission to disciple people, which I think a lot of what we're talking about here is actually discipleship. I don't think that this is something that happens that regularly. And in my observations with congregations of all stripes, this type of investment is something that is very different, because it starts off with an assumption that this is a person who actually can be a leader.
Culturally, we don't have good models about this being done. We have a lot of bad models. We have a lot of not very deep investment, not very deep resources, not very deep relationships. Long term, what happens is we're not actually doing it. We think we are, but we're not.
This has to be empowering. It has to recognize the assets in people and then allow the people that we're trying to help really be the drivers, take responsibility, and we come along as resources and support and something that they are driving. And I think this project is really an example of that.
It is in the decision to reach outside of ourselves and realize the desperation that exists within our reach. It is in the eyes of a young girl from a dark hue that dreams of becoming the woman of which she's thought, that those that came before her fought, and now she sought to be. But society seems to hold the key of what she yearns to be.
If we really tapped into the community, we'll be able to educate parents, parent workshops. There wouldn't be as many kids out on the streets as they are. If we work together, there will probably be a community center, which we do not have. I see myself being able to be a voice for children, being a voice for families.
These communities are filled with people who have gifting and potential and capacity. I mean, it takes someone who is looking for that from an asset perspective to recognize it.
Working alongside young people, communities of faith, and the Freedom Schools program has given me a new sense of hope. It's reconnected me to church and faith communities after an almost 20-year absence. It has saved my life, and it's because of that gift that I've been given that I feel so passionately about making sure that others have access and have the opportunity to experience something similar.
Persons in question are people who have demonstrated potential in and of themselves, have clear capacity, but just need the skills to be developed and supported so that they can realize that capacity. So this doesn't seem like colonialism in any stripe.
So she steps back and sees what she's meant to be can be. So she takes the key that society had locked her up and made her feel she never had power. But now she realizes, as the woman she is continues to grow, that this is her hour, this is her day. Like the destiny she once thought of, she's living today. She is free to say what she wants, to demand an end to negative taunts, to be the woman she's always dreamed to be. All of this is growth to me.
That's when we'll know we're actually doing this well, is our communities will look different, and not just demographically different, the Rainbow Coalition, but they will function differently. And until we see things functioning differently, we're not there yet.
And the two young ladies that are leading this project, as I've gotten to know them over the years, they epitomize the sort of servant leader, coach, facilitator style of leadership that I think is necessary for the moment that we're in.
I think the thing that really excites me about it is the whole focus on replicability. Like, this isn't just about one neighborhood or one church. This is about how we learn from this church and this neighborhood and replicate that in other communities. How the way we do business gets changed, and we get to really be the church.